Hello, my name is Mrs. Frost and I'm the Head of Psychology. I'm here to talk to you about Psychology GCSE. Psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behaviour. It is a fascinating subject that requires you to be able to use scientific skills, the ability to write extended answers that are evaluative. It is important that you like to read and write. It is a subject that requires you to be able to describe, evaluate and apply theories and research to everyday life, and to be able to explain why we behave the way we do. For example, how do we process information into memory, and why do some people have better memories than others? In Year 10, you will study a unit called Cognition and Behaviour. You will cover topics on memory, perception, development and research methods. Memory looks at the processes and structures of memory and then looks at the factors that affect memory, such as interference, context, and false memories. Perception looks at how we see and perceive things, visual cues and visual illusions. What happens in the brain when faced with a visual illusion? We also look at factors that affect our perception. In developmental psychology, we focus on how the brain develops, the development of thought, and how our mindset can affect our ability to learn. In research methods, we look at how psychologists research behaviour using experiments, observation, case studies, interviews, questionnaires and correlation. You will also have to do some basic maths skills. In Year 11, you will study a unit called Social Context and Behaviour. You'll cover topics on social influence, language, thought and communication, the brain and neuropsychology, and psychological problems. Social influence looks at conformity, obedience, why we help people and why we behave differently in a crowd than when we're on our own. In language and thought and communication, we build on what we've learned in Year 10 about language and thought in the development topic, and then we go on to look at human and animal communication and non-verbal communication. How for a message to be effective, verbal and non-verbal communication need to match. Then we study the brain and neuropsychology, and this is the most scientific bit of the subject. And we look at the function of neurons in the brain, and we look at neuropsychology. Psychological problems. In this unit, we look at mental health in general, and specifically depression and addiction. We study different explanations for the disorders and how they're treated. To study this effectively, you need to know about the brain. If you have any questions, please come and find me in the ESS office, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.